here we have it. This is the big day. Piero invited me down to go and find out what's going on. It's a groundbreaking ceremony, literally groundbreaking. This thing is going to go here.
It's a groundbreaking ceremony for the Cambridge Gateway from India.
Right.
Basically, these stones, some of which that you can see here, is an archway which used to be in the shrine on the old Mill Road Library.
Right.
And what we have done now is we have gone through a process of recycling them, reenacting them, restructuring them, and creating an archway which will be a testimony not only to the Mill Road Indian community, but a symbol of community cohesion.
Right, there's Mark Ashton, Rob Dryden, and Neil Shaler over there. Got a photographer, some police. We're bringing some community feeling together, which is a nice change to this channel, which has been about too many controversial, divisive issues. So I'm happy to be able to share a positive story today. So we have a artist's mock-up of what it's going to look like.
I'll just go and give this to Darryl.
Bangladesh supposed to play cricket on Friday. They got rained off.
Really? Oh yes,
Excuse me, pardon me.
Sorry.
Apex Stone Limited, all aspects of stonework. I assume you have something to do with the refurbishment of this.
We're putting it back up.
Can I ask you a technical question?
Yeah.
Is it possible to break through concrete slabs with those shovels that they have over there?
You'll tease it, and then lift it up, and then you'll dig up.
Right.
Okay, back to normal again. Okay, so as I was saying, it took long time. It was a challenging job to get to this stage because we had lots of problems, everything. Now, with the help of Piero, Abdul, and everybody else, we managed to get to this stage. Now, I don't want to take too much of your time because it's a lot has to be said that Piero and Abdul, we're going to organize that, and they've organized it, so we're going to do a bit of speech. But we've got lots of important people here. We've got the MP, we've got the mayor, we've got the councillors, we've got our police commissioner here, we've got our officers here, and we've got a lot of people from the Indian community, and lots of people from the military, the ICC, and everybody else. So and police, everybody. I just want to say thank you for all your coming here, and I'm very proud to be here, and very proud to be part of Mill Road as well, because I'm the chair for Mill Road Traders Association, and it's been a pleasure to work with everybody in Mill Road. I'm not saying just around Petersfield. Mill Road is one long road. That means it's one community, one road. It's not Petersfield and Ramsey. That's what I've been always saying that. And I always stick to that. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to pass it to Abdul. And thank you very much for coming anyway.
Once again, I think Shapur's already introduced everyone. We are very, very grateful that you're all here. It is great to see such a strong community effort to preserve what was the Bhavan Bhavan carving stones. It is a shame that we've lost the presence from Mill Road, but at the same time we have not lost the community. And one of what Piero will go through is why it was so important to resurrect this arch and to preserve that memory. We, in order to now preserve it and be politically correct and everything else, have now turned them into what's called the Cambridge Gateway from India. The project was a collaborated effort that brought together a diverse group of individuals and organizations. Shapur's already mentioned many of them. In particular, Piero has put a lot of effort into it. And all of you at large put a lot of hard work, dedication to make this project a reality. But it's wonderful to see all the different people and organizations who have come together to support it. I'm going to hand over to Piero, who will talk us through this amazing journey and why it's important to him.
Thank you. I'm not great for speech. I'll try my best, okay? Okay, as Abdul said, it's very important to preserve, the presence of the Indian community on the road, okay? And yeah, so I gave all my best shot to save it, and we done it. Okay. Right, if somebody asks me, who are you? Well, I'm the local hairdresser. I work down there. Okay, and what do you know about stones? Well, my family background, my granddad was the last stonemason, and I spent most of my time with him in my childhood, learning all about the carving, all the, the technique, and how to love this work. I didn't believe much in the future of this trade because, I was too young. But my granddad was so lovely, he was so kind. He always said to me, learn this job, one day it's going to be useful to you. He was right. I want to say thank you to my granddad, he's a Maestro Pietro for the effort. Yeah, I know his name as well. Okay. So I'm very grateful to the ICCA for connecting for the temple from Crawley to obtain all the information about the stones. To satisfy the authority, if it's suitable for outdoor, etc., etc. I would like to say thank you to my nephew Piero D'Angelo, the geologist, which helped me to provide me all the evidence with a weather test proof, so the stone is suitable to be outdoor and 100%. It can last many, many years. So we have quite a few temples in UK made with the same sandstone, the pink sandstone. The biggest one is in Crawley. I think it's about 15-16 million. And also we found another big building in Canada, in Toronto. It's called the Pink Palace. Yeah.
It was built as an honour to Queen Victoria, and it still stands proud. It's not a temple, it's a legislative building, so it acts like the government building in Toronto.
So it's 140 years old, it's still immaculate. And I've seen it because I've been there. So, regarding the meaning of the carved stone, it's entirely cultural, and I found it a bit difficult to give you more information about it, but I have to say thank you for Professor Stephen Cox from 3D Hall, which is an expert in Indian art, and also special thanks for Andy Raskin students, which they done a great research about the meaning of the carved stone. This is very interesting when it's like the meaning of the peacock, the meaning of the flowers, the meaning of the dragons, and more things. So when it's going to be completed, you're going to see all about it. And we hope to update the website with all the information. Now, the challenge was the biggest challenge, because, to take it down, relocation, storage, and especially the post-pandemic, energy crisis, it was mission impossible. However, thank you to Miro Traders, and thank you for Mr. Shapur, the chairman, which they backed me up with this project, very little notice. Also, the donation came through the GoFundMe, and we received donations from all over the places, incredibly all over the places. But And thank you also to Travis Perkins, which they helped to take it down, storage, they took care of all the costs and everything. Fabulous. It's a big firm, but they still love us. Now, so thanks God we saved them. However, we haven't got the place yet. And then one day I received a phone call from Councillor Louis Herbert, or ex-councillor now, which he said very clearly. He said, Piero, the city can help. And that was like a wow, what a great news. I was so impressed about it. And so I cannot thank the city and the county council, the councillors, officer enough for helping me to save the stones, for advising, supporting housing, and especially here at Ditchburn Place. And initially, the city helped me, well, they promised me to finance part of the work, but unfortunately the way the world went, the crisis, they moved the fund to priority, to help families, for the winter, which I understood that. So this the challenge because of the crisis, the price kept changing on a daily basis. I was getting panicking. But yeah, all of a sudden I just say I was kind of going down, and then one day I met Mr. Rob and Ian, the local stonemason. Come on. These guys here. Honestly, they are incredible. They are local stonemasons, and they gave me the all confidence to say, don't worry, Piero, do what you have to do. We got you covered, we're behind you. So they've been injecting so much time and help for this project. So, let's see where we are. Conclusion. In conclusion, yes. Okay, it's a special thank you to, well, I already said to Mary Traders, Mr. Chapeau, and Mr. Sharma and his wife and Mrs. Tank for the generous donation, and for the officer, for the county council officer, and for the professional, including planning department, for waiving the cost for the planning. And for Councillor Mike Davey, is that man? He's the man responsible for the finance for the city. And what else? Oh yes, yeah, councillor from Romsey and Petersfield, including the county council Neil and Richard, which is down there. Also the architects Mark and Dean Goodchild, which is somewhere down there, and including the structural engineer John Baxter, which and everyone played a crucial role. It's also a great to have a contribution from Andrea Rasking, especially from a girl called Skylar Wang. This girl here, she's very creative. She never seen the stone, only pictures, and she managed to put together all the graphic there. I don't know how she done it. She's amazing, honestly, really amazing. So the graphic helped the authority to understand where I was going, and the rest. So what else? Yeah, media coverage from Alex Spencer from the Cambridge Independent, and she's here, and also Cambridge News. I don't know if someone is around here. And what else?
Jordan, website.
Oh, the website. Jordan from Fusion Works is the website design, and also Aaron Davdov for a very generous donation. Billy from Printed.com for the banners, Simon Gwynn for the electrics, and John Preston for his amazing support. In addition, the support and research from Anglia Ruskin University students and teachers Zoe, Jonathan and Rachel. Special thanks to Trinity Hall, ICCA, in particular the chair, Tak Patel, and all the residents and staff here at Ditchburn Place. Well, here we are. I think I forgot someone. Oh yes, Abdul. You know, I can't dance without him. Anyway, so Abdul, I think I've done my share. Is it done? Thank you.
We, as part of the Cambridge Gateway from India, appreciate you taking the time to attend this groundbreaking ceremony. Moreover, we would like to offer our apologies and to acknowledge everyone involved whom Piero I have not mentioned. There are many unsung heroes. Some of them contributed little, some of them contributed in time. However, even your being here in itself is an encouragement and a support. Thank you for sharing, Piero, this inspiring story, particularly your brother.
Apology if I forgot some anyway, because I'm nervous and I'm trying to memorize all the names, but I try my best.
It's impressive to see so many people. However, before we start with the groundbreaking ceremony and the closing remarks, I'd like to invite a few people to say a few words. If we start off with our honoured mayor, the one with the chain. I think everyone recognises.
Thank you, Abdul. Well, thank you for inviting me. Most of you know I met the king earlier this week, so now I'm meeting the real kings of doing community. We talk about community, but now we're seeing community in action. There was a mantra many years ago, education, 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 but nowadays it's community, 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 and this really shows what happens when community comes together and gets behind a project. And like any community, there has to be somebody who champions it. So I just want to acknowledge Piero, because without his passion, his determination, his drive to get people alongside him, this won't happen. So Piero, thank you very much. And again, thank you for all coming today and making this such a fantastic project. And I can't wait to see when it's all lit up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Can I invite Daniel, our MP, to say a few words, please? Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you. Can I echo those words? This is such a Cambridge phenomenon, isn't it? We're standing on the site of a building, a historic building that's played an extraordinary role in the lives of Cambridge people over centuries. And here we see people from all over the world coming together to remake Cambridge again in a new way. Piero, I'd never imagined you being nervous. I've never thought that was something that I'd ever hear you say. But you have assembled a cast of thousands to make this happen. So it's a brilliant, brilliant success story. Just like Mark, I am so looking forward to seeing this actually in place. So well done, thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to invite our police commissioner, and we thank him, I'm sure after to speak, for the fact that we're going to get protection. We have gates.
Well, I've certainly got protection. We've got a couple of fine, rather tall police officers here today. I mean, very small as well. Look, there's very little for me to say that has not been said already, and I completely agree with the Mayor as well. This is about community. I come to Cambridge quite often. I come to the Mill Road often, and what is really clear to me is that this really is a close-knit community, a family. Sometimes we might have slight disagreements, like any family, but we work together. And this is a great example of working together, and I'm really looking forward to coming back when it's all complete. Thanks very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much. There's two more speeches. First of all, someone. Yeah, I'll come to him in a minute. Robert. Without his encouragement, particularly at the beginning, we would not have embarked on this journey. So I really want to give him a special thank you.
Thank you, and I'm a bit shocked actually. Well, as has just been said, everything has been said probably, but what a fantastic idea came through to do this, and again we're looking forward to it. And also this site actually, it brings back memories. I used to work there when it was a maternity hospital, so seeing this now and what a great projects, and congratulations to everybody who's made it possible, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll introduce you to, he's from the Indian Cultural, Cambridge Cultural Association, so if I hand it over to him.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I did have something prepared because it's a lot to, as Piero says, we don't really want to forget anybody. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be asked to say a few words. I wish to offer our congratulations and best wishes for the success of the project, in particular to Piero, who had the foresight to save the carvings and enter into this long, arduous journey. I'm sure he didn't think it was going to be this long. With full support from the New Road Traders Association and of course the Mayor, the Council staff, the community of Cambridge and beyond, and I believe encompassing 23 countries, and I guess this will also grow. I know how hard it is to serve the community as a volunteer, and I have to commend Pierre for his persistence and hard work in reaching this point. I know it has been a struggle, but from many long conversations I have had with Piero, who has said, although it was not always plain sailing, the persistence paid off, and I feel at peace that I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is not for me, it is a heritage for all of us, regardless of who we are, where we come from, and what we believe. This says a lot about his character, so Piero, thank you. Another important aspect we should commend Piero on is innovative way in the way he's collected all the money. He's bent arms, he's pleaded, and some people just walked through the door and gave you some money, which is great. And for a project and where you have the real belief, I think positive things happen if you go with the positive thoughts. So now, of course, there's no secret that these carvings were part of a Hindu shrine, which is just down the road, which is sadly no longer. However, we as a community are pleased that the carvings now have a new home with a new association, namely having cultural and art significance. To add to this history of rich culture of Cambridge for all to enjoy. We hope in this time, this will become a landmark. Okay, yeah. We hope in time this will become a landmark of cultural significance that people visiting Cambridge will want to see. Good luck to all. Our blessings for successful conclusion of the project, and we would like to, if with permission, our priest wants to bless the project and the team and people who have worked so hard for it.
Thank you, Cambridge Gateway from India. We pray for all heritage and all community. Harihi Om Sahasra Shri Rekha Purughaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasravata Sabho Megum Sarvataspratava Tyatishthadashangulam Purukha Eve Daggo Sarvanjad Bhutan Jacha Bhavyam Utamratatvasheshanu Jadanne Natirohati Om Sarvitra Sukhina Santu Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhama Bhavet Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Thank you.
I wouldn't pretend to understand Sanskrit, but I understood a few words there, particularly those of peace. And this is a peaceful project, and it's been worked on piece by piece, particularly by this man here and this man here. Rob, can I just ask you to explain a little bit about the effort that is required to enact stones like this?
A lot of hard work. Being pushed and pulled. Piero's pushed it all the way, and yeah, without his sort of like guiding, we wouldn't have known this job. So we're pleased that Apex Stones be part of it. We understand how important it is to everyone and what it's going to look like in the end forever. So it's going to look good. Yeah, like the picture. So when we do come to do it, obviously everyone will come back and give us a hand, lift the stones in place. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've been working hard in the workshop at the moment, and we're very, very nearly ready to come here and put it in and complete this job for, like I say, forever and ever. This stone's going to last. It's going to outsee, well, me and everyone else, I think. So yeah, looking forward to get involved.
Another question for you. These young ladies here, whose home there is here, obviously they need a little bit of assurance that your life will be peace and tranquil while you're doing the work, within the time of day, and the noise will be kept to a minimum, and if they needed a cup of tea, you'll make it.
I was just about to say, you keep the teas and coffees coming, we'll keep quiet. Thank you, I'll be hold you to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob. One of the things that Rob didn't say is for us to create those stones again, handcrafted. The stone, the shipping and everything else that is involved will cost how much, Rob?
We've been really discussing, sorry. We've been discussing this morning because it is a hard thing to price, but we're easily over $500,000, $750,000 if you were to ask us to do this again. That'd be our last job, I think. We'll do this, but yeah, it's a lot of money's worth, but the skill that was put into it originally, hats off to the people that done it.
I forgot to say something more important. Until last night, we estimated more or less over £40,000 in between donation kind and cash. This morning it's 45. Okay. So please keep an eye out. And also another news, yes, from Reza is around. Well, Reza actually is just sponsoring the new flooring to make sure to match the art. Okay, so that means we need to raise more money to somebody to leave.
Now I know it sounds like we've raised £45,000, but to put this in, to make sure that it is safe, the foundations here cost a bit more. So we still need a little bit more money. We need electric as well, to shine it so people can see it. But in reality, it takes a collective effort to achieve a common goal. It takes a lot of people and resources to bring a project like this to life. This project is a testament to that. It's great to see such a diverse and supportive community come together. However, although overall the project has encouraged funding, we think that the real heroes are those who were champions of Cambridge in the past, currently, and those who will be champions tomorrow. That tree there was planted by Susie Oakes, one of the champions of Mill Road. She deserves a plaque here, a plaque like this one. But she's not the only one. Neil McKay, I saw him here a minute ago. Oh, there he is. His father was one of the mayors of Cambridge when I was still studying. I still had black hair then, and maybe a bit more hair. His father was amazing. He never let you get away with anything, and if there was an elephant in the room, he introduced it. So I'm going to do the same. This archway, whilst it's laid, will have some benches. Unfortunately, all the benches have already been sponsored. However, we're going to have 3 rings which ring the outer cast. Can you see where these pebble stones are, just on the inside of that? And each one of you and the champions of Cambridge, maybe members of your family, that gentleman there, amazing stories, I remember you, has an opportunity to become a part of it. So we have 3 layers. The first layer is for the champions of yesterday, those who've gone and left us maybe. The others are the champions of today, people like Mark, like Daniel, like Robert, like Daryl, and many of you here. So, yeah, Paul, how can I forget you? Now I have to say something about Paul. George is there as well. Well, we must thank Paul because he was one of the first mayors who actually supported Mill Road Traders Association. I know we have people like Andrew Bush, you know, they're always supporting the Mill Road Winter Fair and everything to do with Mill Road. What Piero said earlier on is that Mill Road is a fraternity. It's one community. I know the bridge divides us, you know, close, open, all that sort of stuff, but we're not interested in the bridge closure, but we're interested in making sure that we don't have thoroughfare just going up and down. But we don't want to be divided as a community, and I think we are not going to allow them to do it, regardless of whether the bridge closes or otherwise. Now, how can you get involved? Each one of these plaques, in order to help raise the money, is £120. You can give it piecemeal. In fact, I'm told that somebody is ready to give the money right away. Did I? Paul? Nearly got it close, yeah? Now, I am told that there are people who already wanted to make that today. Neil, where's my card machine? Come on, get it out. Come on. Where's my card machine? Just after the... Where's my card machine? Sum up, thank you. There you go, Piero, I'll let you do that. Why not? Thank you.
This is something that I've seen Paul pulling his hair out a bit, and it was sad to see for the hairdresser to do that sort of thing. But his vision right from the beginning was for all of us. He said, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, welcome to all of us, and this is something that is going to go on into the future, and it's fantastic. I am very, very proud to be associated with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'll let you do the real work there. Anyone else who follow Piero, the others follow me, yeah? Okay, now, so, yesterday we have many people who've already pledged or have bought plaques already. So the outer layer is for people like my father, champions of Mill Road in the 80s and so on. Middle for people like us who are already here and who are championing Cambridge. And the inner circle will be for our children and those who come in the future. Hopefully this will be a legacy that can live on and be important to all of us. Piero, I think enough speech is enough talking. What we really need is the action. But where are the shovels? Now, we're going to invite people to come and do it in layers, if that's okay. The first layer would be, how many shovels have we got there? 7. So, the people who made the speeches, would you please come forward, please?
What we can tell you is that that ground is solid. He sells them. He donated them. Come through, come. You are.
Hang on, I'll just pop back to the shop and get the right tool.
Where is it? There it is. Bilal.
Oh yes, we will.
Bilal. 1, 2, 3. Cheers! We look forward to this being completed and to the opening ceremony. Hopefully it will be a big event. And we testimony to the people who are here. I am confident that the skies will hold and it will be a wonderful occasion and a testament to all our community. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to hand over to Piero so he could just say the closing remarks.
Well, thank you very much. I didn't expect so many people with the weather condition, but you know, it's nice to see all of you. And yeah, let's hope when we possibly estimate the work it could be finished by end of June, middle of July. Finger crossed.
Opening ceremony in September.
Yeah, we're thinking a proper ceremony in September. Okay, so it gives us plenty of time to tidy up the garden. You know, hopefully the city will help to, you know.
Where's the shade?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I've got to apologise, Rob, for breaking this sort of community togetherness event, because I've got to ask you about the election result that we just had last week.
Okay, yeah.
So, in Cherry Hinton, obviously, there was quite a large swing towards the Conservatives in your area.
Yes, there was.
And you've been the councillor for 28 years, is it?
28 years, correct, yes.
So how does that feel when you see a swing like that?
That wasn't unexpected actually, because I know, talking to Cherry Hinton people over the last 6 months or so, that the majority I talked to were very much against the congestion charge, as I was. But that was trying to show the rest of the council, Cambridge, that they were against it, which it proved right. I hope with that result we can start changing our colleagues' minds what they want to do.
So that was going to be my next question. How do you think that message has been received within your party?
Obviously we haven't had our AGM yet, which is going to be Sunday coming, but I hope and I do feel that there will be a change of opinion.
Some strong words maybe had?
I wouldn't know yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some strong words said.
And have you got any words for your new coming adversary, Zachary Marsh?
Well, he tried very hard to do what he done, but I don't think if it wasn't for the congestion charge, he wouldn't be anywhere near getting the votes he got.
But that's basically the main point, isn't it?
It's the main point, because some people I do know who couldn't vote Labour because of the congestion charge, or they didn't vote at all.
Yeah. It did cause a bit of a mess amongst the electorate, don't you think?
A big mess, yes, and also some of the votes come down because of the ID. I heard some people came in and didn't vote, and then polling was more difficult because people just come with their ID card, not their polling card, so we couldn't go and knock up in the evening either.
Right. Anyway, well, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Rob. And
always a pleasure.
Yes, all right, good. And until next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry. Yeah. So I've caught Neil Shaler here eating a biscuit, and because obviously now we were here to celebrate the groundbreaking of this thing, which is great. But I can't have you here without asking you some questions to follow on from the other, issues that are going on, particularly what I'm following in my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to see if you had any sort of personal opinion on the news that the Mill Road decision had been challenged for judicial review.
It hasn't actually been challenged yet, but once the decision, we made the decision at committee to install the TRO, and then from that, but until the infrastructure starts to be put in place, and we call that the making of it,
yeah,
then there is a window in which people can challenge.
Right.
and then that will be interesting. Of course, a lot of the expense of these things is doing the legal stuff,
Right.
and it looks pretty legally watertight as far as I can tell. But it would, of course, people should challenge if they can find,
Sure.
why not?
And a reaction to the city election result last week?
Yeah, the reaction, it was an interesting result, and it's very difficult to say what means what. But from my more political point of view, there was a lot of anti-congestion charge stuff when in fact there is no such thing as a congestion charge, and I feel that became a bit of a boogeyman.
Yeah.
We are at a stage where we are looking, listening, designing, and at the end of all of this we'll come out with something that fits their requirement.
So we were expecting to see the results of the December consultation this June, right? So the GCP are going to be publishing their results to the council,
and they will publish the analysis of that sort of thing.
Do you, in your estimation, how likely or unlikely is it that it will get through the council vote as is?
Well, it was never going to be as is. It was always going. It's an ongoing system. So first we put out these are some of the options.
Yeah.
What do people feel about that? What do people need? What do they want?
Yeah.
And then we will analyse that. It's certainly not a yes/no kind of a decision.
So there's still a long road yet.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Absolutely.
Well, we can leave it at that then. Thank you, Neil. And you can go and have another biscuit now if you want.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.